Woodstock 99. It's a crazy event. If you watch Woodstock 99 documentary on Netflix, you'll probably realize how crazy humans can be. So just let me briefly walk you through this documentary if you haven't seen it. It's Woodstock. It's a music festival starting from '69. So to '99, it had already 30 years of history. And Woodstock 99 is like the biggest Woodstock ever, I think, in a deserted air base. So it draw like a quarter of a million young people, of pretty young, male, mostly male. I think like a male to female ratio is pretty high. So like from the footage, like most of them are male. So you can see it's in the middle of summer and so many young men, and they make something may happen, right? Because it's so hot, and the condition there is pretty bad because the organizers only want to make money. They don't really provide a good toilets. Like in the toilet situation, there is like crazy shit everywhere outside the toilet, outside the temporary toilet. So you couldn't even really get to the toilet. So if you walk around, you can see so many shit of sea of the shit, and you couldn't even get water there. So like every condition is super bad. So it's like a 3 days festival, and you live in a kind of in the third world. It's like a refugee camp. People just tent there, and you couldn't even get shower. You couldn't even get the water. You couldn't even get like proper food. So people they are pretty like angry after 3 days. So during the first day of festival, it's a little bit crazy. Something that just crazy happened, but not that crazy. But second day, somebody that like a quarter of a million people crowded in the same place, and somebody drove a van into that, and somebody like tried to throw like a topple the speaker towers. So it's like a crazy thing happened, and people's like mood pretty high, and they're most of them are on drugs. So it's like crazy things that you feel something happen. And 3 days after they finish the events, when they are going to finish the events, they send like a quarter of a million candles to everyone. So you know what that may happen because like it's so crazy. Situation went out of control, so they say fires everywhere, and even the fire departments. They have a fire department on site. They reject to put out the fires because they feel that's too dangerous. If they go out, they may get attacked, something like that. So the emotion there, like the whole, it's just like a concert, a super big, gigantic concert, and everyone's like a lot of people like half naked. Things that happen, just crazy. And some people making love, having sex on the ground. So it's everything that happened. And yeah, they expected that there will be some other hidden last act, but they didn't happen. So they kind of become pretty angry. They actually put out their angriness for 3 days. So they try to destroy everything on the site. So that's like riot. They become a riot, and nobody can stop that. So I learned some things. I learned few things during this, like watching this crazy events. First of all, the humans are innate of the human nature. Some part of us are really crazy, and you just need some situations to trigger that. And when you put so many people together, and that's when the conditions is so bad, so hot, don't have water, don't have like clean toilet, don't have clean water all like dirty, you couldn't even drink. Something may happen, and human like the dirtiness of the human nature may be triggered. And not to mention they pay so much money and they get such a bad service, so they have like a lot of anger towards the organizers. So when all these kind of conditions got put together, the riot will just happen. The mob mentality will just happen. So to conclude, two things that will really trigger the mob. One is pretty bad condition when you push people to their limits. They may become mob. Second, when you make them very angry, they may become mobs. And especially when you meet these two conditions, there will be a riot. There will be a riot. So I think this, by looking at histories, we can predict future. When you can kind of analyze the situation. If you sense any of these two conditions going to be met, there may be a riot. So you may leave the place as soon as possible. And I think the world is becoming increasingly unstable. So it's really important for you to kind of know what will trigger a mob, what will trigger a riot. All right, so that's my kind of thoughts on Woodstock 99. Pretty crazy documentary. Highly recommended you to watch. That's all. If you would like to receive more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. Other than that, I'll see you next time.